Talk about a crusher. Yes! Oh! Are you kidding me? And gone!
Welcome back to Schoolyard Sports Lane Frame Podcast. Almost this podcast, Lane Frank. We're now on episode number 50, everybody. Yes, we're 50 episodes through, and this is an action-packed episode. MLB playoff races heating up, NFL Week 3 is wrapped up, and college football Week 4, plus so much more. Stay tuned for Schoolyard Sports Lane Frank, episode number 50. Stay tuned. We'll start with episode number 50, how we always do, with their headlines. In the NFL, there's so much going on at the NFL, everybody. After Week 3 of the NFL season, we got a lot to break down. I want to start with Monday Night Football from last week. Cowboys versus Eagles. This Cowboys team is legit. We're going to talk more about them in Contenders versus Pretenders, which we're going to have later on in the episode. We're bringing that back for Season 2. But Cowboys, what a game on Monday Night Football against the Eagles. The Eagles still in a rebuilding phase, and if they lost that game, the Cowboys, it would have been almost over for Mike McCarthy. They wouldn't have fired him, but he would have 1 foot out of the door by then, okay? You lose your home opener against a new-time head coach in Nick Sirianni. Against the Eagles, probably one of the worst teams in that division, bottom 2 team in that division. Okay, they're worse than Washington, and they're worse than the Giants. They killed the Falcons, the Eagles, 45 to nothing, and then the Giants lose to the Falcons. So the Giants are the worst team in that division. Pains me to say it, the Giants are the worst team in the NFC East, but the Cowboys are rolling, everybody. What a game on Monday Night Football. Starting off the season 2-1, like I said they would, but they still got a long ways to go. They don't play a playoff team, though, from last year to Week 11. Interesting thing to think about. But I want to move over to Green Bay on Sunday Night Football. What a game that was. What a drive by Aaron Rodgers. 37 seconds left. Mason Crosby hits a 51-yard field goal. What a drive. What a game by Aaron Rodgers. Okay, after that Saints game, I was telling everybody, relax about Aaron Rodgers. This guy won the MVP last year. Let's not jump off the bandwagon train just yet. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers proving all of his haters wrong from Week 1. 2-1 so far. Packers, I think they're still Super Bowl contenders. My preseason Super Bowl pick. I'm sticking with my preseason Super Bowl pick. I'm not flipping on it just yet. Packers, what a game on Sunday Night Football against the 49ers. A preview of my prediction for the NFC Championship game, and it was a great game to watch on Sunday Night Football, everybody. Now, I want to talk about the Rams, everybody. They beat the Buccaneers. I picked the Bucs to win, and this probably was the biggest win in Matt Stafford's career. Never won a playoff game in Detroit, and this probably beat the reigning champions from last year. Matt Stafford's never beat a reigning champion, I don't think. Just a great game by the Los Angeles Rams. Great game by Matthew Stafford. Just all-around great game by the Los Angeles Rams. Great game plan by Sean McVay. Very happy to see the Rams doing well. Leave in the comment section if you think the Rams are the best team in the NFL. They might just be right now. They might just be. We'll talk more about that later in Contenders versus Pretenders. But the Kansas City Chiefs, everybody, what happened? Going up against the Los Angeles Chargers, I picked the Chiefs to win that game. I said the Chargers could get off to a 1-6 start to the season. Justin Herbert's a great quarterback. That's all I got to say. I'm happy they won that game. I truly am. What a game by Justin Herbert. What a game by the Chargers. I like Brandon Staley. He's a good young head coach. Okay? 5 years ago today, Brandon Staley was the defensive coordinator of William & Mary. William & Mary is a Division II school. He was the defensive coordinator there. Now he's the head coach of the Los Angeles Chargers and just beat the reigning AFC champions in the Kansas City Chiefs. Interesting thing to think about. Okay, I love Brandon Staley, love this team, but just amazing thing to see. The Chiefs going down, Chargers reigning on top for that game. The Chiefs currently at the bottom of that division. Interesting thing to think about. It's probably the best division in football. We'll talk more about that later with the NFC West. But one last thing I want to go over here in the NFL. The Seattle Seahawks, everybody. What happened? They imploded on Sunday. Okay, they got off to a great start. DK Metcalf got a touchdown thinking, oh no, Kirk Cousins going to have a terrible game. They're going to lose by 50 again, the Vikings. No. Okay, they lost their first 2 games this season. Kirk Cousins played well in those 2 games. Now they're 1-2. Okay, Seahawks are also 1-2, but they're on a bad 1-2. They're coming off a loss. That's all I'm trying to say here. Interesting thing to think about, Seahawks losing on Sunday to the Minnesota Vikings. But some more to them will be here where we got the playoff race heating up, everybody. Tampa Bay Rays win the AL East, everybody, over the Yankees, over the Blue Jays, and over the terrible Orioles. But that wasn't the only news in MLB. The San Diego Padres, who we all had maybe winning the World Series at the middle of the year, they're out of playoff contention now, everybody, okay? They can't make the playoffs this year. Just everything kind of fell apart then, chemistry, everything like that. They still have a great team. I mean, pitching will get better next year. Area didn't really pan out for them. But they have Blake Snell coming back next year. Tatis, obviously, for the next, gazillion years. Then you got Machado. Then you got Cronenworth, who they will get back. Cronenworth's a great player. Hopefully they can make a big, acquisition in the offseason, trade in the offseason. Maybe that can lead them to maybe a World Series next year. We'll just have to wait and see. But that's about it for the headlines this week. Leave your thoughts in the comment section. Now, Schoolyard Sports NFL Game Day, everybody. Okay, I'm not happy with the results we've had in the first 2 weeks in the NFL season. We haven't come close to a perfect record. But you know what we're going to get this week? We're going to get that perfect record. I'm saying it again. Let's all pitch to it. Jaguars-Bengals, Thursday Night Football. We got Joe Burrow versus Trevor Lawrence. Give me the Bengals in this one. Okay, Joe Burrow may not be a better player than Trevor Lawrence this career, but at this point in time, the Bengals are easily a better team than the Jaguars. I still am picking the Bengals to get 10 wins this year. Okay, this Bengals team's a good team. I'm taking them to win this game over the Jaguars. Absolutely crushed the Steelers last week, the Bengals. Okay, this is a really good Bengals team. Joe Burrow played well, bounced back from that Bears game. Panthers, Cowboys, everybody. Okay, both teams that will be included in our Pretenders Contenders segment. But it's going to be a good game. Game's in Dallas. That's the main reason why I'm taking the Cowboys in this one over the Panthers. Okay, I love Sam Darnold. I love how he's been playing so far this season. They're 3-0. But they beat the Saints, okay, who are 2-1 so far this season. That's a great win for them. Okay, they beat the Texans, not such a great one. Texans are 0-3, everybody, they are. But taking the Cowboys in this one, Dak Prescott's been great to start of the season. Cowboys have been great to start of the season. I've loved Kellen Moore's game plan with Tony Pollard, almost their secret weapon, Ezekiel Elliott, all of that stuff. I'm taking the Cowboys in this one, big. Browns-Vikings, everybody, it's going to be a good game. The only reason I'm taking the Browns in this one is because of the concern of Dalvin Cook not being back, and that Dalvin Cook's not back. Myles Garrett's going to rush Kirk Cousins a lot more, and they're probably going to throw the ball a lot more. And Alexander Madison's going to get shut down by this team, okay? They won't be able to establish a run game against Cleveland. Cleveland will be established a run game against this terrible run defense of the Vikings. Give me the Browns in this one, big. Next game, Cardinals-Rams, everybody battle the NFC West. Kyler Murray has never, ever beat the Rams in his career. He still won't. Give me the Rams in this one. Sean McVay taking down Cliff Kingsbury. Sean McVay always game plans perfectly for the Cardinals. I think he does in this one also. I love this Cardinals team, but I'm still taking the Rams in this one. Give me the Rams. Seahawks 49ers, everybody. It's going to be a good game. Okay? We got another battle in the NFC West. This is a great week for the NFC West, okay? But I am taking the Seahawks to win this one. I love this 49ers team. I really do. I still think they make the NFC Championship game, Trey Lance or not. But I'm taking the Seahawks in this one. I think they do bounce back. Oh, don't be surprised if you see the 49ers win this one. I probably will be rooting for the 49ers in this one, even though I'm making my pick as the Seahawks, everybody. Give me the Seahawks in this one. Buccaneers, Patriots, give me the Buccaneers in this one. Okay, this is going to be a fun game. Sunday Night Football, Brady's return to New England. And you know, I told this to someone earlier in the week. This is the most motivated Tom Brady's ever been in his career. Okay, he played like 19 years for the Patriots. Won 6 Super Bowls with the Patriots. And then Bill Belichick just said, hey, we don't want you anymore. We thought Jimmy Garoppolo was the guy, but we got rid of him. We're moving on. Let's part ways. And then Tom Brady losing last week. This is by far the most motivated Tom Brady's been in his career. Give me the Buccaneers 35-10. No debate about it. It's going to be a great game to watch. I think the Buccaneers win big in this one. No debate about it. Most motivated Tom Brady's ever been in his career. Give me the Buccaneers. Chargers, Raiders, everybody. Monday Night Football. Great game this is going to be. It's in LA, but like John Milkoff said last week, it's a Raiders home game. I'm not taking the Raiders in this one, though. Raiders off to a great start. 3-0. Great win against the Dolphins last week. Just a great win. In overtime. Gritty win without Josh Jacobs. But I'm sorry, Derek Carr. I'm sorry, John Gruden. I'm sorry, Raiders fans. I'm taking the Chargers in this one. I really am. Okay, Justin Herbert off to a great start. Keenan Allen off to a great start. Austin Eckler off to a great start. Like I said in week 1, too much star power for the Raiders. Chargers win this one with too much star power that the Raiders can't handle. Give them the Chargers this one. That's bad for Schoolyard Sports NFL Game Day. All right, we haven't done NBA on the show for a while, on this podcast for a while. But, you know, NBA Media Day is rolling around the corner. Ben Simmons requested a trade, and obviously been rolling around the past couple weeks. So I wait a little bit to just. My top 5 landing spots for Ben Simmons, let's hop into it. Number 5, San Antonio Spurs. Not great for Ben Simmons, but it is great for the San Antonio Spurs. Okay, Ben's a little bit, how old is Ben? 25 years old. Not a great age size, or just an interesting thing for the Spurs. That's why I'm not putting them in number 1 like some people are. But the Spurs, number 5. Number 4, Chicago Bulls, everybody. If you have a core of, you might have to give up Lonzo Ball or Kobe White, but if you can keep on to Lonzo Ball, you can have Lonzo Ball, Ben Simmons, DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine, Nikola Vucevic. You're going to play a lot of small ball, but it'd just be a great line. You could switch Ben Simmons to power forward, small forward, whatever it might be. It'd be a great team to see. Number 4, Chicago Bulls. Number 3, the Golden State Warriors, everybody. Didn't Joe Lacob say they're going after Ben Simmons and then he got fined? But if you get Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, they're going to trade Andrew Wiggins in this trade, just everything going on there. It'd be Ben Simmons, Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, maybe James Wiseman if they keep on him. It'd be a great line. This will be a playoff team. Okay, they should have been a playoff team last year, the Warriors, but they weren't. Number 3, Golden State Warriors. 2, Sacramento Kings, everybody. Okay, you're going to have to trade Davion Mitchell or Tyrese Haliburton, preferably Davion Mitchell. Okay, so it's going to be De'Aaron Fox, Ben Simmons, Tyrese Halliburton, and then whoever else. Marvin Bagley, whatever it might be. That's a good team, everybody. Okay, that's maybe a top 15, top 10 team in the NBA. Call me crazy if you want. Kings, number 2. Number 1, my last team on the list, the Minnesota Timberwolves, everybody. Okay, I've heard it everywhere, and I'm agreeing with all those people. Okay, because you can have Anthony Edwards, Karl Anthony Towns, D'Angelo Russell, and Ben Simmons. That's a dream scenario. That's a playoff team. And I'm not talking no 8 seed. That's a 5 seed type of team. Chris Finch is the head coach of this team. Okay, that's about for top 5 this week. Leave in the comments section where you think Ben Simmons should get traded to, where you think Ben Simmons should go. In the comment section, that's about for top 5 this week. Now, I did know, but this week's Did You Know, it's a good one. Did you know Deion Sanders played in the World? Is the only player to ever play in the World Series and the Super Bowl, everybody. Okay, Deion Sanders was a leadoff hitter for the Braves, and he was maybe the best DB of all time. Okay, he played in the Super Bowl and the World Series, only athlete to ever do that. Didn't know that? Leave that in the comment section. That's about for Did You Know this week. Now, MVPLVP, everybody. This week's MVP it's Justin Tucker. 66-yard kick to win the game. Longest kick in NFL history. A game winner. No debate about it. Buzzer beater. I'm taking Justin Tucker as my MVP this week. No debate about it. Leave your MVP in the comment section. But mine is for sure Justin Tucker. LVP, everybody. It's Clemson. Get their second loss in the season. DJ Uiagalelei played terrible. Brian Brees, their best player in defense, tore his ACL. Wish Shipley, their running back's going to be out for a while. It's a bad week for Clemson. Lost to NC State, their rival. Got the field rushed on them. EJ Williams, whatever happened to him. No, they ran the field, rushed the field, all the North Carolina State fans. But Clemson is easily LVP this week. No debate about that's about for MVPLVP this week. Leave your MVP and LVP in the comment section. All right, let's take it on down to the Wild Wild West, everybody. The AFC West and the NFC West is what I'm talking about here. They're the two best divisions of football. Let's start with AFC West, everybody. Chiefs, Broncos, Raiders, Chargers. Guess who's at that bottom of the division? Chiefs. If I told you at the start of the season the Chiefs would be at the bottom of the division, you would call me crazy. They're 1-2 right now. Okay. Broncos are 3-0, but, I don't want to give away my spoiler right here for pretenders, contenders, but, I will, actually. Okay. All their wins, all their opponents combined, who they have beat, all of them combined have a record of 0-9. All of them are 0-3. They beat the Jets, they beat the Jaguars, and then, so 0-9. All their opponents combined. Just interesting, and the Giants. Interesting thing to think about. Okay, Broncos, just not a great, they're a good team, but they're going to lose to the Raiders probably twice this year. They can get one win up on them, maybe. They're going to lose to the Chiefs twice this year. They're going to lose to the Chargers twice this year. They're not going to make the playoffs. I'm sorry, Dave Bridgewater. I'm sorry, Vic Fangio. You should probably be fired after this year for not starting Drew Lock out the game, because Terry Bradshaw looking good so far, but should be Drew Lock the starter. Should have been Drew Lock the starter from the start of the season. I'm still standing by that opinion, but Chargers looking great so far. Raiders looking pretty solid, but they look solid every year at the start of the year. I always compare them to Stanford football, because not like in the past 2 or 3 years, but always before that, like 2016, 2017, 2018, Stanford football always was like ranked number 7 at the start of the year. Always started off 5-0, 6-0, 3-0, whatever it might be. And then they just dipped for the rest of the year. Went unranked, didn't even make a bowl game sometimes. That's kind of like the Raiders in my opinion. They always start off great, and then they kind of just dip. Okay, 2016, it wasn't really followed, but Derek Carr broke his leg, but it's like they lost the wild card game and they had like 13-plus wins that year, 12-plus wins, whatever it was. Then, just last year, they started off the season 5-2 and didn't even make the playoffs. They got eliminated from playoff contention pretty soon after that. Just an interesting thing to think about. Raiders, not going to win this division. Chiefs are still going to win this division, everybody. But the Chargers, having a great season. They're going to make the playoffs this year, maybe as an 11-6 type of team. You never know. Let's take it over to the National Football Conference, everybody. Okay, NFC. Let's talk about the NFC West here, everybody. Okay, the Rams look great so far. Okay, that's all I'm trying to say. The Rams have looked outstanding so far. Start the season, they just have. Just Sean McVay, Matthew Stafford, great chemistry with all his wide receivers. Cooper Kupp looking like a great wide receiver. I have him in my fantasy football team. He's a great player, Cooper Kupp, in my opinion. But looking great so far to start the season. They're going to win the division. They're going to get 13 wins, 12 wins, 14 wins, whatever it might be. Maybe if they get 12, 14 wins, that's ridiculous. And they might just do that, okay? But let's talk about the 49ers here in San Francisco. 49ers, like I said, my pick to make the NFC Championship game, beat the Rams maybe in the divisional round or whatever it might be. I still think the Rams win this division, but I do think the 49ers make the NFC Championship game. No debate about it. I love Trey Lance, but his time isn't yet. I like Jimmy Garoppolo. Played great in that last drive. Just unfortunate events, what happened with that defense. Okay, it's a great defense. They'll bounce back. They will. But that's about it for Wild Wild West this week. Leave your thoughts in the comment section. Now, college football showcase here, but what a week 4 we had in college football. My Michigan Wolverines 4-0 on the season so far, everybody. Okay, like I said, Clemson lost. We already talked about that. Arkansas beating Texas A&M in Jerry World was obviously a great thing for Jerry Jones to see, probably. I mean, he hosts that game every year except for last year because COVID and everything. But to see his Arkansas Razorbacks win that game against the Aggies, just probably cool to see. Okay, great game by KJ Jefferson. Great game by this Arkansas defense. This Arkansas offense exposed Texas A&M defense. Texas A&M defense going into that game and giving up 5 points per game. You know what it is now? Probably a lot higher. Okay, because they scored so many points in that game, Arkansas. A great game by the Arkansas Razorbacks in that game because, Texas A&M playing with a backup quarterback in Zach Calzada with, everything going on with Haynes King and his injury. But I think Texas A&M, if they can beat Alabama, obviously they're back in it, but I just don't see them beating Alabama in 2 weeks. I just really, really don't. What a game by the Arkansas Razorbacks. Notre Dame getting a great win against the Wisconsin Badgers. Talk more about Wisconsin later when they play my Michigan Wolverines later on this segment. But the top 25 Schoolyard Sports, Lane Frank, top 25, week 4, week 5 edition. Number 1, Alabama. 2, Georgia. 3, Oklahoma. 4, Cincinnati. 5, Penn State. 6, Oregon. 7, Arkansas. 8, Notre Dame. 9, Iowa. 10, Ohio State. 11, Florida. 12, Ole Miss. 13, my Michigan Wolverines. 14, Coastal Carolina. 15, Texas A&M. 16, BYU. 17, Michigan State. 18, Baylor. 19, Texas. 20, Fresno State. 21, UCLA. 22, Oklahoma State. 23, North Carolina State. 24, Clemson. And 25, Boston College. All right, let's break it down here a little bit. 25, Boston College. 24, Clemson playing each other this week. Boston College undefeated. I want to give away my pick on that game just yet. I'll talk about it in a second. But that is a matchup this week. I'm not putting Clemson out because, it's still a good team, Clemson. They still are. Okay, maybe UTSA deserves to be in over them. But Clemson's a good team. They have a great loss against Georgia, only by 3 points. Okay? And then just an upset loss against North Carolina State. I think they can still bounce back. Okay, and I do think they bounce back against Boston College this week. But Oklahoma State, I'm putting them at number 22. Okay, I picked Kansas State on the Schoolyard Sports Instagram to beat Oklahoma State, and they didn't. Okay, Oklahoma State, great game, undefeated. Spencer Sanders is a great quarterback. Showed that last year, showing that early this year. UCLA at 21. I'm putting them back in the rankings after a great win against Stanford. 20, Fresno State. I'm putting Fresno State above UCLA, obviously, because of the win. 19, Texas. Texas has shown me so much with Casey Thompson at quarterback. Let's remove all the games before Casey Thompson was quarterback with that Hudson Card. That's only one loss. Okay, they were 1-1 with Hudson Card at quarterback, but Casey Thompson is a legitimate Heisman contender at this point, everybody. He is. 19, Texas. 18, Baylor. Okay, on Schoolyard Sports Instagram, if you were following Schoolyard Sports Instagram, you would have got that Ben tip to pick Baylor over Iowa State. They won that game. Undefeated Baylor with Jerry Bohan at quarterback. Everyone was freaking out over last year. Baylor, Dave Aranda's not a good coach, LSU defense coordinator from last year. No. Dave Aranda's been great so far this season. Jerry Bohan's a great player. Back quarterback Jacob Zito transferred today, but who cares about that? 18, Baylor. 17, Michigan State. I had to put them in there. I hate to say it, but 17, best team in the country is Michigan State. 13, my Michigan Wolverines, everybody. Okay, a great gritty win against Rutgers. Go up 23 at half, 22-3 at halftime, and then you win the game 20-13. But defense was clutch at the end of the game. Got that strip sack. David Jalbo, freshman Junior Colson. Just a great game by the Michigan Wolverines. 12, Ole Miss coming off a bye. We're going to have a great showdown with Alabama this week. 11, Florida. 10, Ohio State with Kyle McCord starting quarterback. Should be their full-time starting quarterback. Hate to say it, though. 8, Notre Dame after a clutch win against Wisconsin. 7, Arkansas, moving them up. 6, Oregon, moving them down a little bit keeping them same spot area. Because, it's not a great game they had against Arizona. 5, Penn State, good win against Villanova. 3, Oklahoma. You could say, whoa, why is Oklahoma still so high? A lot of people have Oklahoma out of their top 10. I like this Oklahoma team. I do. A gritty win against West Virginia. A tough game for Oklahoma, but the defense was great. They're winning games with their defense. That shows you a lot. And then Spencer Rattler's going to get some things figured out. Okay, he is. I believe in that. Don't start Caleb Williams just yet. But if he does start to struggle a lot more, Spencer Rattler, then Caleb Williams is that guy. We're 3, Oklahoma, 2, Georgia, and then 1, Alabama. We'll give my playoff pick at the end of the episode. But that's about from my Schoolyard Sports Lane for top 25. Leave your top 25 in the comment section. All right, now College Pro Showcase, the games of the week. You know how we get down with it. Okay, first we're going to pick our lock of the week. Syracuse plus 4.5 against Florida State. I'm betting my whole entire piggy bank on this game. Okay, Syracuse, a good team so far this season. Might have a bad loss to Rutgers. But Florida State's abysmal so far this season. The spread was -1 for Louisville last week against Florida State. I said on Schoolyard Sports Instagram that Louisville was going to win by way more than 1, and they did. They blew them out. They blew them out of the water. I expect Syracuse to blow Florida State out of the water. Plus 4.5, lock of the week. Syracuse plus 4.5 against Florida State. Definitely bet that game. Now, the games of the week, everybody. Let's hop into it. My Michigan Wolverines against the Wisconsin Badgers, everybody. Okay, it's in Madison. Michigan hasn't won in Madison since 2001. But I'm taking my Michigan Wolverines in this one. Give me the Michigan Wolverines 27-3. Wisconsin's offense is abysmal. Okay, McNamara's going to bounce back. This running game's going to bounce back. Yeah. You can say, Wisconsin's defense only gave up 2 rushing yards to Notre Dame last week. Notre Dame is a great running attack. But Michigan has an elite running attack. I expect Blake Corum not to have such a great game, but Hassan Haskins, get more involved in there. Do some outside runs. Josh Gallas, have a great game plan for this game. Because if you don't, you're probably going to end up losing this game. But Wisconsin's offense is just too bad. Even if the running game fails, even if the passing game fails in this one, I still think Michigan wins just because of how abysmal Wisconsin's offense is. Give me my Michigan Wolverines starting off the season 5-0 for the first time since 2016. I'd be so happy about that. Michigan winning over Wisconsin. Clemson, Boston College. All right, I already gave my sneak peek of it. Clemson, offense regenerates here a little bit. Give me the Tigers 27-17 over Boston College. Arkansas, Georgia, everybody. This is a college game. This is going to be a great game. Number 2 versus number 7 in my rankings. I'm taking Georgia in this one, though. Okay, it might be in Fayetteville, but Georgia's a great team, everybody. Okay, they're going to have Tyke Smith back this week and Darnell Washington. No debate about it. I'm taking Georgia in this one. Close, though. Now, Ole Miss, Alabama, everybody. This game was super close last year. It was a one-possession game, back-and-forth shootout. Lane Kiffin against his former employer, Nick Saban. Nick Saban's never lost to a former assistant of his, and he still won't. Give me the Tide in this one, beating Ole Miss. Now, game of the week, everybody. The game of the week. Cincinnati versus Notre Dame. I've said all year, Cincinnati, 4th best team in the country. 4th best team in the country. 4th best team in the country. Notre Dame had a great game last week. I'm sticking with my pick of Cincinnati being the 4th best team in the country. Give me the Bearcats in this one. Desmond, Majai Sanders. Alpha bye week. They've been prepping for them all week. Give me Cincinnati in this one. No debate about it. That's about for College Ball Showcase this week. Leave your thoughts in the comment section. Now, we already did it last year, okay? We're coming back for season 2 of Contenders versus Pretenders. We did after week 3 last year, and we did pretty well. Okay, I think I messed up on saying the Titans were pretenders, but maybe in the long run they were, okay, after not winning a playoff game. I said the Bears were pretenders, which they easily were. But they still made the playoffs, though. But let's do our 2021-2022 NFL season. Contenders, pretenders, everybody, after week 3. Let's hop in. First team, Cincinnati Bengals. Contenders. Ring them up, contenders. They're going to get 10 wins this season, okay? They're going to make the playoffs. They might make the divisional round. You never know. They'll probably come in second in this division, which still is a great accomplishment. Joe Burrow's second season. Give me the Bengals to be contenders this season. Now, the Las Vegas Raiders, everybody. Also weird to say the Las Vegas Raiders instead of Oakland Raiders. But call me crazy, you can't. Pretenders. You want to know why they're pretenders? Because they got such a tough schedule. I've seen in past years of what happens when the Las Vegas Raiders get off to a strong start. Okay, they collapse a little bit. You know, it might be different this year with John Gruden, but you never know. I'm taking the Raiders to be pretenders this season. Yes, they are. Cowboys, everybody. Contenders. Ring them up as contenders. Cowboys are easily contenders this season. Okay, I've said so many occasions, so many times. Gonna be a good team this year, Cowboys. Great offense, okay? Kellen Moore, Dak Prescott, Zeke Elliott, Tony Pollard, Cedric Wilson, Michael Gallup, Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb. Cowboys are easily contenders, in my opinion, no debate about. Now, Packers, everybody. People are saying pretenders. You know what I'm saying? Contenders. Packers are easily contenders, in my opinion. Aaron Jones off to a great start of the season after a rough week 1. Aaron Rodgers bouncing back a little bit here. Just a great team. Devontae Adams having a good season. I'm taking the Packers to be contenders this season. Now, second and last one. Panthers, everybody. Oh, I love me some Sam Darnold. But you can get angry. You can. Pretenders. They're going to make the playoffs, probably. Actually, no. Let's say right here, they won't make the playoffs because the Saints and the Bucs are going to make the playoffs. They're not going to get 3 teams in the playoffs in that division. They just aren't. Okay? It's a good division. They're probably going to lose 2 games to the Buccaneers, and they're probably going to lose their next game to the New Orleans Saints. Okay, because that game's going to be in New Orleans. It's just going to be a tough game for them. I love Sam Darnold. They could go 10-7, 11-6, and they might not make the playoffs. So that's all I'm trying to say here. Call me crazy. Panthers are easily pretenders, in my opinion. Broncos, everybody. Okay, here we go. Let's you gear up for it. The Broncos are pretenders. Call me crazy, you can. No debate about it. Broncos are pretenders, in my opinion. Okay, you want to know why? Teddy Bridgewater is not a solid elite quarterback. He doesn't match up with Justin Herbert. He's the worst quarterback in this division. He is. Okay, he's the worst quarterback in this division. That's why I think the Broncos are pretenders this year. No debate about it. That's about contenders, pretenders. Now, at the buzzer, everybody, okay? You know, every 4 weeks of the college football season, I want to be doing this. I want to be doing my, quarter check-in, college football playoff picks. So we're going to do it in week 8, we're going to do it in week 12, and then we'll probably do it again in week 13, week 14, after all the conference championship games, after, rivalry week, all that. But college football playoff picks, as of right now, my way too early college football playoff picks. Let's hop into it. Number 1, the Georgia Bulldogs. I think Georgia wins the SEC this year over Alabama, and I think they are one of the best teams in college football. I'm putting them at number 2 right now in my rankings, but I think that when it's all said and done, I think the Georgia Bulldogs are number 1 team in college football. I'm putting them at number 1 in my playoff picks. Number 2, the Alabama Crimson Tide. I think they lose. I think they go undefeated in the regular season, and I think they lose to Georgia in the SEC championship game, 31-29, something close like that. So they don't move down too much. They don't move out of the playoffs. They move down to number 2, Bryce Young quarterback. Number 2, Alabama. Number 3, the Cincinnati Bearcats. Everybody, I'm moving them up 1 spot. Okay, you want to know why? Cincinnati is such a good team, everybody, and if they win, they win. Let me say that again. When they win the rest of the regular season, when they beat Notre Dame this week, they will, once all said and done, be the 3rd best team in college football. Now, number 4, it pains me to say, I really wish I could do this. I really wish I could just squeeze my Michigan Wolverines in there, but I just can't do it. I'm putting number 4 Penn State. Okay, I think Michigan goes 11-1 in the regular season, and then they don't make the Big Ten championship game because their losses to Penn State. I think Penn State probably goes undefeated in the regular season, maybe lose to Iowa, a team like that, but that doesn't really affect their Big Ten championship odds because it's a different division. Then if they face off against them in Big Ten championship and they win that game, they're going to be in the playoff in all reality. Number 4, Penn State. That's about for At the Buzz this week. That's about for my college football playoff picks. Number 1, Georgia. 2, Alabama. 3, Cincinnati. And 4, Penn State. That's about for that this week. Leave your thoughts in the comment section. Now, best for last, everybody. This week's question of the day, it's a full one. We're all talking about LeBron James NFL here after everything that happened with the Manning broadcast and he won. Would LeBron James have panned out as an NFL player? I say no, for a couple of reasons here. Okay, he was a high school football player, broke the state record, whatever you want to say about all that. Just no. Okay, he's focused on basketball most of the year. Just not really, he's not built like a tight end. What is he, 265? Yeah, but catching wouldn't be there, blocking wouldn't be there. That's all I'm trying to say here. LeBron James would not have panned out as an NFL player. That's the question this week. LeBron have panned out as a football player, NFL player, if he did decide to pursue that during the 2011 lockout. Whatever it was, leave your answers in the comment section. That's about for question this week. That's about for Schoolyard Sports and Landfreak, episode number 50. Thank you for tuning in. Follow Schoolyard Sports on Instagram at Schoolyard Sports. Follow Schoolyard Sports on Twitter at Schoolyard Sport. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review for the best sports content. And we'll be back here next week in episode number 51. Stay tuned.